Yo, Black Press Radio is jumping off right now. This is the world's greatest DJ, the Kid Capri. BlackPressRadio.com. Real serious on your internet radio dial, player. Holla.
Yo, check it out. It's your man Nelly, and you're chilling with BlackPressRadio.com. Holla.
Let's go. Hey, shawty, what your name is? What your name is? What your name?
What's up, y'all? This is Pete Rock, and you're checking out Black Press Radio. Peace.
For BlackPressRadio.com, I'm DC Livers. Today we're going to talk about what we're now calling Lamar Odom, the road to recovery. Obviously, many of us have watched television, read online, various reports, conflicting reports at times about Lamar, his condition, the situation. We were lucky today to get a phone call from his family and a statement, so we're able to send you over to blacksinhollywood.com so you can read what they have to say. And obviously we've read some other stuff about the Kardashians. But today I just wanted to kind of see if we could bring a little order to the situation, because there's a lot of people out there who have family members that may be struggling with various challenges. And this is an opportunity for all of us to figure out, you know, when this happens, what role do we play? Do we overplay the role? Can we enable a situation? And what we might be able to do to try to help ourselves cope and help the person as they're dealing. So we have Dr. Jeff Gardier on the line. Of course, he's known for keeping it real and just giving it to us like it is. So Dr. Jeff, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Sure, DC.
Dr. Jeff, I know that you've been on various TV shows from time to time talking about people like Bobby Christina and people like that. And sometimes I know that you don't always know the people, but, you know, a lot of this stuff plays out on TV. Have you had a chance to see any of the coverage at all regarding Lamar Odom's medical situation?
Yeah, I have. And so really the statement I have about this is working with these sorts of situations in my own private practice. I've learned that even though folks like Bobby Christina, Lamar Odom, and others, even though we hold them in a certain to a certain standard because they're wealthy or because they're famous, that they are not like us. And the reality is that they are. They have issues. They have problems. They have long-standing psychological issues, and sometimes they self-medicate. Sometimes they become very depressed. Sometimes they do very, very destructive things because they're very unhappy. But what I find very disturbing is that the media tends to demonize these individuals as they're having these the red flags are out there that they're hurting, and instead of helping them, instead we make fun of them. Instead we accept their behaviors and don't confront them because we're afraid that we may get cut off from whatever it is that we benefit from them. Sometimes we just see them as caricatures. And so I think what we need to learn, especially with Lamar Odom, as we've learned from many people, this is a father. This is a family man. This is someone who's flesh and blood. This is someone who is hurting and who appears, I've never examined him, but who appears to have had some real emotional problems. And some of those things were exacerbated by some of the situations he was involved in and the publicity that goes with that. But now I think people are starting to see that this is someone who needs our help, he needs our prayers, he needs our sympathy, and that we deal with these situations at home and in our day-to-day lives every day. And so people who suffer like that must get help, whether it's just a common person or whether it's a star like or athlete like Lamar Odom. When we see the red flags, we've got to extend a hand and help our brothers and sisters.
Dr. Jeff, I know you've been on reality television. Are the pressures real? I mean, is it scripted, or do you ever feel the pressure to conform to the person that people think you are on television?
Well, I think what people, and I've done a lot of reality shows and probably will do many, many more. Luckily, I've had the opportunity to be on as a healer more than anything else. And I think what people need to understand is that what we see on some of these reality shows are very real, but now they're played out in a public forum and they're magnetized and blown up to an extent where you're playing with dynamite. And for many people in reality TV, it's been helpful because they've been sitting on a lot of these emotions. But it's an opportunity for them to be able to work through them. Others still continue to struggle, and we see those struggles on reality TV, but I think we need to see these as learning situations for all of us, and that fame can make things very, very difficult, but we all struggle.
And just, I know you're busy, so this is the final question. This is really more, as we're all watching Khloe at the bedside and the children try to be with their father, what's the road going to look like from the people who are around him to support him? I mean, you know, obviously there's medical things he'll have to do. There's going to be some other things. But does his environment have to completely change? How can he go forward, and what can they do? Any person, really, who's got a family member that may be like this, what's the best role that the person can play?
Well, I think everyone needs to be supportive. Obviously, LAMAR ODOM has hit rock bottom, and hopefully there won't be any permanent damage. And if I'm talking about physiologically, and if there is, that he'll be able to compensate in some way and come back to his health. But I think what people around him need to do is to realize that this wasn't someone just acting out and just being a bad boy or not being smart. This was someone who was in pain. So for the next couple of years, as he gets his physical rehab, psychological rehab, if drugs were involved, drug abuse rehab, that everyone needs to be supportive and understand that it really is about people, places, and things, and that his environment has to be structured for wellness, for creativity, for rehabilitation, and not allow him to step into a place that might be hurtful for him in the future.
Okay. So, Dr. Jeff, where can we find you? Is there a website where people can follow along? Do you have any projects coming up?
Sure. If people would like to contact me, they can just go to drjeffgardier.com. Go to Google, find me. They'll find all my information, and they're welcome to send me emails. But if they go to the site, drjeffgardier.com, they'll be able to find me there. And certainly they can see me on some, other shows on television, reality, and others, providing my expertise and helping people as they get through the struggles of life, which is reality.
I love you. I think you're fantastic. And what I love most about your style is that, you just bring order. And it's like sometimes you just need someone to just tell it like it is. Do this, don't do that. I think that's what we've been missing in all these conversations and media coverage. There's been so much third parties and, one-sidedness and whatever that, like you said, this didn't happen overnight. And I think we need to kind of remember that there's a long road, not just for him, but all the people who are struggling and have the same situations that he's going through. Maybe this could be a breakthrough for them, and the coverage could actually maybe help people figure out what things they can do to be supportive or maybe show tough love. But thank you, Dr. Jeff. I really appreciate your time and you bringing a little order to this conversation for us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
For BlackPressRadio.com, I'm DC Livers. You can read the statement from the family on BlacksInHollywood.com. You can check out Meta World Peace's current comments. And last night I had a chance to catch up with NBA player Chris Bosh, who, of course, suffered his own medical situation, and he offered some words to Lamar. So you can stay tuned to all of that at BlacksInHollywood.com. I'm DC Livers. Thank you for listening to this interview.
Hi, DC. You good?